not getting ice cream because you are bad. Listen to me. Just listen to me. You're not getting ice cream because
1 minute later.
What kind of warfare is designed to leave wounds no one can see, but can easily be felt and may never fully heal?
I suggest you take him back wherever you came from and get him some help.
He's so confident. How did he achieve that drastic increase in power and speed?
1 minute later.
Maybe you won't be such a disappointment in the next dimension.
Man, what a power!
Oh man, what an attack!
Gohan, Krillin, it's time for you guys to head back to Master Roshi's.
Psychological warfare. The battle begins not with a punch thrown between Goku and Vegeta, but with this. Throughout the entirety of the Nappa fight, covered in my other videos, we've seen and heard several examples of Vegeta being an intelligent, instinctual, insightful fighter.
He's so confident.
He picks up on Goku being cool. Too cool. You know what's a great way to slow a fighter's confidence down? Make him question everything he does. A brain preoccupied with concern and anxiety is that much slower to process combat. Fans have often said Drummond's Vegeta might as well be a different person than Funimation Vegeta, and you can see why through this arc. He's calculating, tactical. There's an undertone of ruthlessness and menace.
Hey, Kakarot, don't tell me that you're getting cold feet. I thought we were going to fight in this century.
I know a better place than this.
Wherever. Just lead the way.
The slick yet solid tenor of Brian Drummond's voice is the perfect match for a fighter who not only picks up on Goku's confidence, but quickly works to annihilate his dead weight partner as a way to shake that confidence. You can see Goku, a man who has been positioned as a sort of shepherd and far superior fighter, yet he's reacting the same way Gohan and Krillin do. The three are equals as far as being concerned goes right now.
Yeah, Goku, don't rely on grabbing his tail. Piccolo grabbed the big guy's tail and got hammered.
Good intel by Krillin about Piccolo, and
You got the power of good on your side.
hypothetically, let's say you ate a full can of corn for lunch and dinner, with corn on the cob for breakfast. Let's add to that. Say you eat every day for 3 days straight the exact same meals. That's what you eat every day for 3 days straight. Then, you look in the toilet after you take a shit.
You got the power of good on your side.
What you see still will not be the corniest shit ever, because this line exists.
You got the power of...
Works on kids, though, who tend to be a little more simple with how they view the world. That's an age where being on the side of good really is important, and we have to remember this is for kids. Though it's for kids, I'd argue it's a hell of a lot smarter than what comes in the future, as Goku does something brilliant here. Seriously, it's sad to see what CTE has done to this man, because look what he does.
I'm very proud of you. Hey, I bet your mom is at Master Roshi's. Why don't you give her a big hug for me, okay? Can you do that for me, Gohan? I know a better place than this.
This isn't just about getting to a more secluded location. They're already pretty secluded, there's no one there, except he wants to prevent damage to the bodies of his dead friends, so that they can be resurrected in the future. He also wants to get further away from Gohan and Krillin. But there's something else at play here. What else do you think this is about? If you guess right, tell me in the comments. If you want to make a guess in the comments. Just as Vegeta tried to test Goku and shake him with a display of power, this is Goku's attempt to gauge Vegeta, specifically through his speed. And I'm sure Vegeta knows it too, yet he gladly plays along. This lets us know that he, despite being aware of Goku's power level and speed and that Kaioken burst, he still followed along fine. And he's not concerned. It lets us know he feels confident in his ability to easily outstrip anything that Goku has shown thus far.
Kakarot, you and I would make a good team. With Nappa gone, I could use a good man. There's no one in the universe who could touch us.
This isn't the first time, but a line like that heavily suggests there's no Frieza yet.
There's no one in the universe who could touch us.
Dude seems to be of the opinion that he's free to do whatever the hell he wants.
We would rule the planets and you could have anything you wanted.
And if Goku joins him, the two of them will just rule planets together. Possibly a translation issue, I'm not sure. I've seen a couple of lines like this. Speaking of dub issues,
All I need is my family. Besides, I've seen how you treat your partners. There's not a lot of job security.
Goku talking about job security in a clever way, this guy is an actual adult. Like seriously, where the fuck did this guy go? Much like Goku did onto Nappa, Vegeta does onto him with a slick, casual dodge. What happens next is awesome in so many ways. Unlike his low-class adversary who played with Nappa quite a bit, the Saiyan Prince has no problem going for an immediate counterattack. This shows what we should expect, a difference that is very consistent with both Vegeta's ruthless characterization and with Goku's approach to martial arts from a humble and respectful lens. Also, remember how I said Vegeta has scouted out Goku and feels confident in his assessment of where his power is? God, do I love this shot right here. That was landing without a doubt in Vegeta's mind. For Goku to react and catch it, you can see the impact that this has on Vegeta. Without saying a word, we can assume his respect and estimation of his opponent has just skyrocketed. It's etched all over his face that wait, look closer. Goku didn't catch it. He met it with a punch of his own. And he breaks his fucking finger to do it. Look how this one is jutting out. Like, the rest of his fist clearly isn't wrapped around Vegeta's, so he definitely didn't catch it. I guess he punched with one of his fingers slightly unclenched.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays.
I do like how we get the impression Goku has maybe taken on the role of Nappa, where he's being the aggressor to a much stronger opponent. There are several signs that he's not quite as outclassed though. For one, Vegeta isn't calmly dodging with his arms down at his sides. He is putting in the effort to block. 2. If you remember in my Nappa vs. Goku video, watch it if you haven't, Goku passes up several glaring counterattack opportunities so he can wipe his feet on Nappa's head and humble him by making him bow down. It takes quite a while before Nappa dodges or blocks a single Goku attack, and he's fully charged up when he does. Here, even though Vegeta and Goku just started fighting, Goku has already caught one Vegeta attack, and we see him dodge another here. The two are on much more equal footing than Nappa and Goku were. The more I watch, the more I'm convinced of 3 things. Nappa's full power was actually more like 12,000. Goku was holding back when he powered up here, and whether it's Kaioken 1, 2, or 3, I don't know that any of them are a straight double or triple up on base power. All 3 of these positions I will expand on in an upcoming video. Don't worry, I'll also discuss the official power level guidebooks because I know they contradict much of what I'm saying here, but for now, I don't want to distract from this awesome battle, and I need a little time to research and flesh out what I'm saying here. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong in advance. And if you make great points, I'll be able to incorporate them and discuss them in the next video. It's time for our slow-mo appreciation segment, where we hyper-focus on a particular segment in slow motion in order to further appreciate the choreography and techniques while pointing out a couple of oddities. Here, we see Vegeta look like a straight-up boxer. We don't know what martial arts Vegeta's ever learned, and we don't get too in-depth on how or who he trained with. There's not too much direct information about his fighting technique in terms of hand-to-hand combat, especially at this point. So it's pretty cool to see him in more of a classic boxer's stance, very light on his feet. The first two blocks are a little odd as he doesn't actually move his arms at all. The next one sees him dip his head behind the protective shield his arms have formed. Goku's face seems lit up with anger as he tries his best to get through. After absorbing a punch to his right, Vegeta quickly positions his lead foot back and twists his body to block a punch from Goku's other arm. Having moved his entire body, he's put some distance between himself and Goku's right arm. So when it makes a return trip, it winds up right back in Blocktown. Thanks to this distance, Vegeta holds out both forearms like a riot meat shield to again block, all the while moving his feet to dodge the next swing. Then blocking another shot from the right. It's clear on their faces who's more in control. A smile for the Saiyan Prince contrasts with the fierce, focused look of his orange-clad enemy. So, to round off this defensive boxing clinic, he tucks his head, lifts his right shoulder, creating a wall of protection that Goku can't punch through. Try it right now, like tuck your head a little bit, lift that right shoulder, and you'll feel like, oh yeah, your shoulder's protecting you. So from here, the way he's facing, which arm could he generate more punching power with? With the right arm, the options are a jab forward or maybe a backhand of some kind. With his left arm, he could twist his body to the right, bring his left arm with that twist, use that momentum to generate a ton of power, and throw out a devastating hook or uppercut or straight of some kind. Knowing who we're dealing with, what do you think he goes for? Notice how Vegeta waits for a left punch to come at him first. As Goku pulls that left fist back, his face is wide open. It's the perfect opportunity to go for what looks like a bit of a mix between a powerful straight left and kind of has a little bit of an uppercut vibe. It does go up, but I think it's supposed to be more of a straight left. Goku desperately falls back and spins with the momentum of the punch to minimize the damage in case it lands. Back turned and vulnerable, he opts to spin himself into a roundhouse kick. Damn. What a sequence, and a very rare look at what fighting style Vegeta might have originally been intended to have. Smaller, defensively nimble, yet extremely powerful, vicious, and prone to infighting. A part of me wonders if maybe any specific boxers of the era could have maybe influenced this.
With a red stripe, solid red trunks with the whites. Will that play a factor in tonight's fight?
Mike Tyson gets inside very effectively. It's what
Chino will have a busy night tonight, and this six-rounder may not last very long with the count of shots there. A amateur record, 154-12. Took 3 years off from boxing, however. Dan Halpin, I guess, is the only man, and this one may not go much longer.
Mike Tyson, after all, was just coming up around the mid to late 80s and was making a huge name for himself internationally as the baddest man on the entire planet. And this was how he fought. Despite being known as this brutal powerhouse that strikes fear into the hearts of his opponent because he's so vicious, so ruthless, so menacing, when you watch the guy fight, all you see this extremely smart defensive fighter, insanely agile like a cat. His quickness, his ability to spring forward, take advantage of his opponents, and counter. You see a lot of that here in Vegeta. On the retreat, an almost playful, childlike display of agility from one man shows how entertained he is by the initial exchange, while the other, driven and intense, launches himself forward right into a massive hook to the jaw. Whatever air of playfulness existed a moment ago, it's replaced with that trademark viciousness. Vegeta is undoubtedly confident, but the fact he attacks without a smile on his face is an indicator of how much respect he has for his opponent's power and ability right now. For this reason, he takes advantage of knocking some CTE into the other Saiyan, disappears, and attempts to attack from behind. Goku dodges low and attempts to drive a kick up into Vegeta's jaw, then attempts a few more easily dodgeable and blocked kicks. It occurs to me Vegeta is likely much more adept at aerial combat. It's funny, I can't think of a moment when we see our favorite characters trained specifically to fight in the air. We just go from the Raditz fight where most of the series had been on the ground, and then this fight and the Nappa fight introduce a lot more aerial combat. At some point, this just became the norm. I forgot how mostly every fight was ground-based before Namek, and it's kind of interesting to look back and think that, yeah, they never really trained specifically on air combat. They just start doing it. So what you see here from Goku, these are kind of his baby steps at learning how to fight in the air, consistently like this. He's up against a veteran intergalactic warrior, and more than holding his own. From here, the exchange is pretty basic, just a lot of kick and punch spam. I do like how, again, both fighters' faces seem to be taking this seriously, even if it is apparent who's in control. A nasty combo to Goku's unprotected head trivializes blows to the skull, which will become a staple of the series. Then a kick draws out a really dramatic... Gotta ask, what do you think about the fight so far, and the way they sized each other up early on? What do you think about Mike Tyson perhaps influencing some of what they drew into Vegeta's fighting style? Even if it wasn't Toriyama, perhaps some of the animation team took inspiration from that. Doing some more research online, it does seem like Vegeta was supposed to be inspired by a more kickboxing type style, and that definitely comes through here. If anyone has any other interesting information on that, please feel free, drop it in the comments. The fighters would also like me to remind you all to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. Tell your friends about this little corner of the YouTube world, so the more you engage with this video, the more the channel grows. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate how fast we've been growing so far. I am really excited to get to 1,000, because as you guys know from the last video, cake, and some other prizes as well. Well, the combatants have had the chance to size each other up, exchange strikes, and establish our hero as the underdog. What about that secret new technique Goku has? The one that works so well on the seemingly invincible Nappa? What's that gonna do to Vegeta? Things are bound to heat up, and soon. And you all know we'll be back soon to go over it. But for now, I'm afraid this is where I leave you. Be sure to check out my Raditz video, my video on the last gasp of the Z Fighters, and my 3-part Nappa breakdown if you haven't already to tide you over. If you watch one per day, by the time you're done, I should be uploading my next video. Speaking of which, don't forget, coming up is not only a further Vegeta vs. Goku breakdown, but also a short, interesting dive into power level confusion, and why things may not necessarily be what they appear to be in some of the official sources. Thanks so much as always everybody for showing up. Special shout out to Max Lancaster. That's right, I don't even have, I do have a Patreon, but I haven't posted it yet. I told myself I ain't posting a Patreon until I hit 1,000. But I don't have a Patreon yet, but yeah, I'm gonna do some shout outs. I wanna start doing some shout outs of you guys that have been showing up for me. So first shout out right there, my man went crazy with like 6 comments on the last video, really trying to help me out. I thought that really deserves something special, and I don't really have too much special that I can give at the moment, but I thought at least a shout out would be nice. That man, he's a champ, and I salute him. For the rest of you, goddamn slackers, you better catch up.
I love you guys. Yeah, screw you guys.
Peace. The two are on much more equal foot. Maybe generate a little bit of discussion. We'll see. We'll see. Feel free to discuss it in the comments. Well, feel free to discuss it in the comments here as a preamp. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong in advance. And I'll see if it's time for our slow-mo appreciation segment, where we hyper-focus on a particular segment in slow motion in order to further appreciate the choreography and techniques while pointing out a couple of oddities. His face is wide open. It's the perfect